Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caging Greatness, the show where we talk about the films of Nicolas Cage 47.356% of the time. Tonight is not one of that percentage. No, sir.
Nope.
And or madam and or anything else. Tonight, it's April Fools, and we are the fools. We are the ones who are the foolish. What we're going to do, I'm going to turn over to Ken and let him explain so I can film the TikTok. You can find us on TikTok at Caging Greatness. I realize that's a shocking name, but listen to it. Find us. We do funny stuff every so often. And I'll let Ken explain what we're doing because God in heaven, what a day.
All right. So last year, our first April Fool's venture was our debut of Travolting Development. And today we decided to, as Shimmy said, to just April Fool ourselves big time. What we have done is we have picked what was supposed to be a universally well-liked movie and then put a really, really bad movie inside the case. And we've done that, and we're about to reveal them live on the air, live to tape on the air. So we have here Polyester, a nice little Criterion edition. This was JoJo's pick, right?
Yeah.
Now, the movie that we could have watched would have been Home on the Range.
Oh,
The animated film, I think.
The movie that killed traditional animation for Disney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, starring Roseanne Barr, Jennifer Tilly, and Judi Dench.
I like two of those.
That's a motley crew if I ever heard one.
We have another Criterion. We have starring Forrest Whitaker, Ghost Dog. That was Patrick's pick. Mm-hmm. But what we would have watched was Dark Forces.
It is a Netflix original, a Spanish language film, where someone who apparently watched Twin Peaks in like the background of an airport decided, let's make a movie like this, but it's incomprehensible.
Bullet dodged.
Next up, we have Captain Shimmy's pick, Cabin in the Woods, which, ironically enough, and Shim didn't know this, but one of Liz's favorite films. And Liz also was the one who made the choice for us. Right. But inside Shimmy's case is the actual DVD of Cabin Boy.
That's right. Starring Chris Elliott and Andy Richter, David Letterman. God, that movie's terrible.
I am disappointed now.
I own that DVD.
Speaking of disappointments, Frank's choice was Warcraft.
Liz, me and Liz played Warcraft
Yes,
together.
I know.
Frank was actively trying to cheat.
Yeah.
I was.
I thought this was the bad movie, but inside of Warcraft is an actual DVD special edition of Death Race 2000.
Oh, God in heaven.
What is the
Very, very early appearance of the co-star Sylvester Stallone.
Now,
we got about 30 seconds left on the TikTok.
okay, well, if we don't get it, we don't get it.
I just do another one.
Anyway, Liz ended up picking the classic Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, but, oh man, and I made mine a bit too. Let's see.
I'm deeply concerned.
At a star and a well, hold on. The best the best Letterboxd review was really 150 times not good. That was a half-star review. We have a 1.5 stars from Roger Ebert. Sure. 2.7 on IMDb average and a 1.4 Letterboxd average.
Hang on. That was the whole TikTok.
Okay.
That's a good cutoff point. Just like and follow for part 2.
It's like TikTok, TikTok, TikTok.
Quick, somebody do something about the dead air.
No, I think
Oh shit! I forgot we were recording.
I think it's a great bit that Cannon went through this whole production with this piece of paper, and like if you're, it's like I'm glad there's so much pomp and circumstance for a film that got chosen. Honestly,
yeah. I like going a whole hog for bits, Pat. You know this more than most.
Cannon commits to the bit. A lesser man would say this was like scripted. that your girlfriend chose just because that was your movie. But that was just the luck of the draw.
Honestly, this is one of my newest movies in the collection. So I knew she wouldn't have known even if this was mine. So,
Hang on. Okay. We're ready to record the TikTok, which you should all go follow.
Yes.
Paging Greatness.
Yeah, like and subscribe for part 2.
oh God,
That's probably sounding awful.
We're recording. There we go.
No, I love how we're mixing mediums here, podcasting and TikToking at the same time.
We are the best.
are we ready?
Do it.
And now,
Do it.
1.4 Letterboxd average. Tonight, for April Fool's Day, we are watching Baby Geniuses.
God damn you.
That is some fucking serendipity.
You are the worst.
April Fool's Day fuckers. We'll let you know how this one turns out.
Oh, God.
I'm getting the Frank. We'll all go watch Cats. And then review it
Wait,
on
we're still
podcast
recording.
live.
So basically what's going to happen now is we're going to go watch Baby Geniuses, and whoever hasn't thrown themselves off the roof will come back for the show.
How's everybody feeling?
Bad.
There's alcohol upstairs, right?
Of course.
Yes.
And-
We are the
and
fool.
There's a nice new wine rack upstairs, too. That we can keep all the liquor in the living room. That way, the first thing we do when you walk in from work at home, you just pour yourself a glass.
We're all about easy access here.
Honestly,
Hey,
Efficiency is the name of the game.
I really appreciate that someone enabled us for our collective alcoholism just to get even more easy.
I'm kind of disappointed because I had this wild hope that for whatever reason, everyone would choose Wild Wild West.
Well, no, that would be silly because that's just going to be its own episode.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Well, we're going to hit the theme song and shit now and come back with part of our soul missing. So
Yeah.
we'll see you momentarily.
Yes, catch you after the jump.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Cage.
Well, I'm one of those fortunate people who like my job, sir. Got my first chemistry set when I was 7, blew my eyebrows off, we never saw the cat again, been into it ever since.
I did a bare 360 triple backflip in front of 22,000 people. It's kind of funny. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh my God, a gun!
Somehow they managed to get every creeping freak in the universe in this one plane.
Coffee and a muffin. Okay, so I need to establish themes. Maybe banana nut. That's a good muffin.
So just quiet down, my little one, and call me Dad.
We get some balloons and go to the puppet show.
Sorry, boss, but there's only 2 men I trust. One of them's me, and the other's not you.
Baby Bunting want hug.
No. No.
Okay, so we're back. And good God. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I saw the movie when I was a kid.
I'm processing this. It is
So-
this-
We're here, Cajun Greatness. You know that. You listened to our intro where we went through what could have been and settled on what is. It's your normal hosts, JoJo, Ken, and Pat, me, and of course our erstwhile guest star, Postman Frank, who's been upgraded to series regular since he's here like half the
I
time.
want to be happy about that, but right now it's difficult.
It's like I am now a regular guest, regular feature, but at what cost?
Yeah,
But only for the bad ones.
like Frank is a series regular. That means Emilio has been upgraded to guest star. That's how it works around here.
Welcome to the featured players, Frank.
You didn't have to sit through the fanatic. I don't want to hear shit from you, Frank.
I'm a recurring character now.
So
Live from the art house, it's Thursday night.
Excuse me. God damn.
So let's do that thing where we go around and again, I'm happy to report that we're all here. No one threw themselves off a roof.
We thought about doing it to Canon, though.
I can't wait to tell y'all how much worse it could have been for
Oh
y'all
yeah,
later.
no, like, I want us all to go. Ken and I already talked about it. We want everyone to go through what they could have picked because I had like 5 that I was bouncing between. But let's do that thing where we talk about what we thought of the film we just watched, starting with JoJo. So yeah, you kept looking back at Cannon and I because we were sitting next to each other with a look of sadness, like deep spiritual despair. So
And just utter aghast.
I don't think the review is going to be good, but I'm curious.
I will say, not the worst movie I've ever seen. Honestly, probably not the worst movie on the show that we've talked about. But goddamn, was it bad? Oh Lord, this movie looks like it was shot in '93. I swear to God, I thought it was early '90s.
Me too.
No, this movie came out in like fucking '99.
was just like held in like in a block box somewhere.
Until John Voight could get the funding to distribute it or something. I have no idea. This movie is just cringe.
Cringe.
I mean, honestly, that's the only thing I can. It's cringe piled on top of cringe. It circles back around like 3 or 4 times, just being like, I got no words. We'll get into the specifics. I mean, I would have given it to 0 if possible. Not the worst fucking movie I've seen.
I must say,
I seriously doubt it can beat a Medea Homecoming.
I love your review on Letterboxd.
Oh, you already got a review?
Oh God, what I've done forgot what I put.
Already?
Please read it. You said this movie is the repulsive equivalent of Epicac.
I did say that.
Somewhere between the top floor and the bottom floor, JoJo just forgot a lot of things.
Like seriously, there's been like maybe 4 minutes between the movie ending and us being here.
JoJo's a different person from beginning to end of that movie.
I told Frank, I think this movie broke me. Like, after a certain point, it didn't like. You kind of get used to it, like the weird talking babies. And that's the only way I can put it. They're just weird. They're uncanny. I want to cry looking at them. Just eldritch homunculi who just need to be put out of their fucking misery, out of their CG misery.
Burn it with fire.
And there's like weird sex stuff with the babies too. And I just don't know.
So
Half a star. Fuck. Before I get off my soapbox, or before someone Will Smiths me, we gotta
keep
go.
Baby Genius's name out of your fucking mouth.
Oh, God. Wow. We just watched Baby Geniuses.
Bob Clark. This man directed the original Black Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I explain some
Like
things.
one of the first slashers in American cinema.
Who's good at horror. Understandable.
How can I horrify America with a family movie?
Porky's.
Oh God!
Wait,
What?
Oh no.
Okay, now that I say this movie makes a lot more sense now. A Christmas Story.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow! The range, am I right?
Yeah.
When I'm looking at IMDb, it only has like, Porky's 2 the next day.
Oh God!
Oh no, he directed the original Porky's.
Oh, wow.
Yep. He's the director of 29 films. Rhinestone
Cowboy?
with Sly and Dolly Parton.
Hey, we mentioned that in a previous episode.
Karate Dog.
There's some karate in this movie.
Blonde and Blonder. Wow, these are terrible. These are all terrible
What a
films,
shock.
except for A Christmas Story.
Oh,
Children shouldn't play with dead things. That was him also.
well, honestly, I think he just threw a lot at the wall, and eventually something stuck.
Yeah.
But Baby Geniuses was not one of them. Someone take the mic away from me.
Hannon, do you think we should wait for you since you are the perpetrator of this? Or do you want to go ahead and go? It's up to you.
I can go ahead and knock it out.
Okay. Cannon,
Yes.
what did you think of the pain you put us all
Listen,
through?
Jim, there's no need for pomp and circumstance here.
Well, yes, I was the one who picked this movie and put it in the case. And I had seen this movie a lot when I was a kid.
A lot?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question, Frank.
I think Cannon is entitled to financial compensation.
I can't afford.
Absolutely.
I can't afford therapy.
Call me, Alabama.
That shit's expensive.
Yeah.
It is.
That being said, like when I was a kid, I would like pick one movie and for some reason watch it all the time. And at this portion of my life, it was Baby Geniuses.
I can't say anything. Mine was the past.
And watching it now,
It explains so much.
like maybe, I don't know. I'm just gonna spitball like 20 plus years later or so. I must say, there's a reason why Roger Ebert said this was probably the worst film of 1999.
Did you see the review?
I did. I read that fucking thing. It is amazing.
There is nothing funnier than when Roger Ebert goes the fuck off. Like his review of fucking Freddy Got Fingered is one of the best pieces of literature ever written, and I will not be told.
Also,
otherwise.
his review of the movie North.
Oh, was that the one where he was just like, I hated this movie?
Like, he went out of his way to talk about how much he hated that movie, and Young Elijah would.
So,
Oh yeah, Half Star. We'll talk about it.
By the way.
Pat.
This was my first time watching the movie. Fingers crossed, my last time too. Every decision made in this movie is just completely baffling. Like, it doesn't feel like it's made for children because, like, it's like weirdly raunchy and like kind of dull. So, like, children won't be engaged, but it's entirely too stupid and silly in a bad way for adults. So, like, no, it's a movie made for no one. Except for us. This movie was made specifically for this moment in time.
No.
And I don't know. I feel like I'm still coming to grips with the spectacle that I saw. And I think the main baby was a sex pest. Half a star.
Don't like that sentence.
Am I wrong, though?
No,
Sadly, you're not.
Not at all incorrect.
And we now have the opportunity to 100% isolate that audio.
We cancel that baby.
Frank. Happy April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
first of all.
Welcome to regular player.
Thank you. I think don't feel real good about it right now.
I think Frank's going to cry.
A little bit. I mean, that movie hurt me.
You chose
like
to play the
emotionally.
game.
Yep.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
I am curious before you get to your review, Frank. When we invited you on this episode, what you said was, if any of you motherfuckers pick cats, I'm leaving.
Yes.
Do you still think that would have been worse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This
I
movie.
don't know.
I
Unlike-
disagree,
about
but
that.
whatever.
Unlike Cats, this movie did not make me angry. The angrier the longer I watched it, until the point where I had to go, "Oh my God!" I think is what I yelled in the theater.
And if you want to hear Frank's review of Cats, it's an episode of All You Can Hear.
Yeah, it's the AYCH Watches Cats. It's the first episode of 2019. So go back and check out that little gem.
yeah, Frank, we're all going to go watch Cats and do a podcast about it. It'll be fun.
It was very
It was a
fun.
hoot.
So what do you think of Baby Geniuses, Frank?
Oh
How
God,
many
this
5 stars did you give it? Yeah, right.
Oh, jeez. Usually, like Shimmy, I try to enjoy things. I try to find the fun in things, and my ratings for the movies that we watch are usually higher than the other guys, except for Shimmy. Not this time. This is garbage. This movie is like a cringe fest from the first time you see the Baby Genius. Oh my God, that is the cringiest looking. The kid is creepy to start off with, and the whole dubbing the voice is bad. It's not like it doesn't match anything the child is doing, and then he's just straight up psychopath and a sexual predator, which really shocked me. I was just like, okay,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a baby to have like
no.
an implied post-coital
Yes,
cigarette.
At the point where they went to the mall and he snuck into a stroller with the female child and stole her clothes, which means he had to undress her and take her clothes. And as he's leaving the stroller, she goes, "Call me." And I mean, what? I'm still kind of speechless about that particular moment.
We've broken Frank.
Half star.
So it is true I usually rate movies higher than the rest of you guys. And even when my ratings aren't higher, it's usually lower by at least like a point. Like, for example, that one, JoJo,
That one.
The Holy Mountain.
Yeah.
I was 2 stars away from the rest of you minimum. And usually, I'm like a star above. I try to see the good in things, despite the reputation I've gained as someone who hates many things. It's weird to me. I try to like things. I try to enjoy things. This movie should be a crime. Kathleen Turner's performance should be a crime. Kim Cattrall and Peter MacNicol deserve better. This movie's terrible. I hate this movie. Everything about this movie is awful. It should be burned and never again see the eyes of civilized man. If I could go lower than a half star, I would do so. I'm willing to donate to Letterboxd to allow me to go lower than a half star. Give me the 0 star option. Make it obvious that it's 0 stars. This movie is an affront to everything I've ever believed in as a man. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it.
It
Half star.
stinks.
It stinks.
Well, it's unanimous.
Is this the lowest rated movie?
It's got to be.
Or, I mean, it's got to be tied with some other.
It might be either more lower rated because there's 5 of us. I may have to check the numbers, but it's a tight race at the bottom.
The only thing happy about us watching this movie is the satisfied look on Cannon's face as we got finished, and we all have this look of just shock and disgust on our face. He's got this big shit-eating grin. I did that.
Well, that was the point because, like I said, I watched it enough as a kid to where I remembered enough of this movie to where I was like, "Oh yeah, it's that bit." It's like I know they're gonna love this shit, like giant animatronic baby.
God, that baby is terrifying.
Oh.
is in the walls. It's coming to eat us.
Just at a cursory glance of the other 2 that we would consider our lowest rated movies ever, The Pest and The Fanatic.
Yeah.
Cannon's 1-star review of The Fanatic raises it above Baby Geniuses. My 1-star review of The Pest does the same. This, as far as I can tell, is in fact our lowest rated movie of all time.
It deserves to be.
Oh wow!
I don't know. The Fanatic's really bad.
Again, it's close. Because
real
for both
bad.
of those, it was all half-star reviews across the board except for Cannon and me. In each of those
in
movies.
respective places.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm really grateful, thankful even, that this movie didn't use slurs or like too many racist things.
There is one bit that took me aback. with the kid who wants to get fired for some reason,
Like
even though all he has to do is just not show the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's like I thought he was somebody's kid, like, but he's like an employee there, and he's going through all this rigmarole to get fired by dressing up in like outrageous costumes. One of which is like this weird Asian Buddhist thingy, and then he's just there for some reason.
You know who else was there for some reason? Randy Travis, country singer songwriter,
Yeah,
for 6 seconds.
And that was the late 90s for you.
From the side, didn't even get like a straight on face shot. It was
Just side profile.
like for like less than 6 seconds, because we're all going like, "Is that Randy Travis?" And it's like, "That's Randy Travis."
and you think he might factor into the movie? No,
Nope, just then.
Well, he
Just
showed
right
up in like one other scene when they were like putting the kids to bed, and that was it. It was like two
They put
brief
the
moments.
kids to bed, all right.
And then
Ow.
his entire song montage at the end that wasn't the credits.
Yeah.
Should we tell people what this movie's about?
Do we know what this movie's about? Because I watched it. I'm still like,
I know
fuzzy.
what the movie's about. It's just still horrifying. The whole thing.
The basic concept is Kathleen Turner and Christopher Lloyd, who needed a paycheck, run a secret laboratory where they experiment on babies because they have a theory that babies before the age of 2 or so, before they learn to talk, carry with them the knowledge of the universe from previous reincarnations. At the same time, affiliated is Kim Cattrall and Peter McNichol running an orphanage as 2 loving parents. And the main babies were twins that were split up between the 2 areas. And then they get swapped in a kidnapping gone wrong. And so the babies from House A have to rescue babies from Lab B. And there's a big giant mechanical baby. And yeah.
So basically, this movie is just eugenics with extra steps.
Have you ever seen The Great Escape? It's a lot like that, except not like that at all.
Yeah, it's another eugenics-based comedy. Just like, God damn it, I had the movie in my head. It had Luke Evans in
Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
No, God, it's that one movie that people just think it nut to, think it's like this perfect encapsulate. Idiocracy.
Oh, right.
Oh, God.
That movie is about eugenics. And plus, it's not funny.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, there are funny bits. It's like
I mean, the electrolytes, it gives it flavor.
Terry Crews is fantastic.
Yeah, there are some funny bits in that movie, but it's also just like kind of like fuck you, Mike Judge.
Yeah, the movie's like, hey, poor people are stupid, and if they are allowed to reproduce, they drive down the intelligence and capability of the human race.
It wasn't necessarily in that movie poor people.
I haven't seen it.
They posited that it was dumb people.
But the
still
dumb people
eugenics.
were poor.
Yes, but that not because they were poor. It was because they were
they
dumb.
didn't explain that, so it just looks like dumb poor people are the cause of all society's woes.
Correct.
And the smart, intelligent people can't reproduce faster because they're not like fucking rats, I guess.
Also correct.
So yeah, the movie's about low key eugenics, whether Mike Judge realized what he was saying or not. Because the thing is, when you write a story, you have to take into consideration the implicit and explicit things that you say.
What happened?
I did not realize this was a trigger.
Hey,
We'll add it.
sometimes you kick over an anthill when you're walking down the street.
We will add it to the list next to Friends and Fatty's Fart 2.
and other trigger movies. We got Chicken Little.
Hey, Chicken Little's about communism, so like Comrade Chicken.
So, Cannon,
Baby Geniuses.
before we get into the meat
Patrick
of,
Bateman had a point.
before we get into the meat of Baby Geniuses as a film,
Get into the baby meat of geniuses.
I'm very curious. What were your other options for this? Because I know like we all had it. I had like 4 that I was waffling between. So I'm curious, like, what were yours?
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say, believe it or not, you fuckers got off light. Because I tried to think, I was going for the throat. I was looking for, just think about it. Our first April Fool's episode was The Fanatic. And we've all seen The Fanatic. We've seen it twice. most of us.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I've seen
This
it twice, but-
fucko over here,
twice.
the postman hadn't even seen it yet, but it could have been a lot worse. So let's say my first pick, I think I've mentioned it to y'all off the pod. In my opinion, the worst fucking thing ever. Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star.
Yep. Yep.
I,
That would have been worse.
we
Yeah.
did dodge a bullet.
No, that was
that's a
that
bad
would have been worse.
And you had-
Thank you, Cannon.
And like that's a throwback too, because that was something we mentioned way in the beginning of the series of like, oh, this is a bad movie.
Okay, I just thought of something with Cannon's intro there. This podcast, if nothing else, is a good warning for people for movies not to watch.
not necessarily.
There's-
At least
I mean-
on this revolting development end, like there's some
What?
good nuggets.
I'm
there.
not saying all the movies that's watched on this podcast are bad. I'm just saying you guys point out some really bad ones.
I mean, yeah, but
Honestly,
also
like-
I'm not a bitch. I'll watch a turd for content.
I mean,
Other
Cannon
than
watched Fanatic 3 times in 48 hours.
Well, twice, only twice.
other than Bucky Larson, what else did you have?
Well, my next one, I was gonna hit y'all with some movie 43.
now that might be a war crime.
Oh, that.
I need to check the Geneva Convention.
But then it came down to others. Like I thought for the bit because we had watched it at the house recently. Speed 2 Cruise Control, that was an option.
Yeah.
Fant 4 Stick, but even I didn't want to go down that road.
I might
again.
have left.
Yeah. Strangely enough, same score on Letterboxd as average score as Baby Geniuses.
That's
1.4.
about right.
Not surprised.
The Covenant was an option because I saw that for 50 cents in a theater in Arkansas.
Which one's that one?
It's the people who did Underworld, but it was like the 4 guys that were all like witches.
Oh, right, that Kraft ripoff.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Finally, we have a version of Craft for the fellas out there.
I thought the first one was for the fellas. I own that DVD. I love that movie.
And then also The Master of Disguise. starring Eddie Carter.
I like that movie.
And The Ridiculous Six.
oh,
That's not
you know
nice.
the movie, you know Ridiculous Six, the movie where Taylor Lautner plays Simple Jack and gets his dick sucked by a donkey.
Like I told you, I was not playing nice. I was going for like dog shit on purpose.
And see, I was shooting for stuff that I loved from my childhood that has not held up well. Because that's a running theme, right? Like with The Pest.
Yeah.
It didn't hold up out of the year it came out.
I was a child.
You know what? Children can be guilty of crime, as shown in this movie.
You also, my pick was Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott. I will find a way to make you people watch
Man,
that.
there's some rough
I've seen that.
motherfuckers in that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
They're like fucking
I was also
truck drivers.
And like I was leaning towards being much nicer than Cannon. Like my other choices were like Judge Dredd with Stallone.
It's not bad.
It's not good, but I love that movie and I own that DVD. I was also looking at Wild Wild West even before I slapped because we fuck Ken and I like
Hey,
that's every message we have is a Wild Wild West reference at this point.
I mean that song slaps.
It's a great song.
we now have.
I didn't even realize what I did there.
That song slaps.
Now we have a new dividing moment in history. We got BS and AS.
Well, speaking of BS, Will Smith did publicly apologize a few hours ago.
I did see that.
Oh wait, Joe, we can bring back your favorite show, The Slap.
You see, just in case if anybody's listening to this, even because you don't know what's going on, the Oscars were
yesterday.
Last night, yeah.
Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair, and then Will Smith got on the stage and slapped the fucking shit out of him live, and then proceeded to say, "Keep my fucking wife's name out your mouth," or something along those
And then
lines.
he also won an Oscar later that night.
Yeah, he did, and this is what people are going to remember.
My
That's the
favorite
thing.
response it was the meme of Jada, and above it says, "Will, I'm not impressed. Tupac would have shot him." That was my favorite part of that. Oh, and the other one, the one that I was this close to picking, Kevin Sorbo's Call the Conqueror.
Oh, I've actually seen that.
I would have enjoyed watching that again, even though Sorbo's a douchebag.
Sorbo's terrible, and his acting in the movie is atrocious, and so is Tia Carreras. Like, there's nothing good about that film, but But I loved it as a kid because I didn't know any better, and I loved Hercules: The Legendary Journeys.
Also, why am I getting PragerU ads with him all over it on my fucking social medias?
Because he's a conservative dipshit.
He is a conservative dipshit.
Is it because we mention his name a lot for being a shithead and my phone thinks we're a fan?
It is very,
Probably.
very possible.
Yeah, I think you're to blame, Jim, because you just kept his name in your mouth. So therefore, the government agent assigned to Cannon's
Like, this
phone.
isn't a bit. I
somebody
have
tell
legit
our-
been getting PragerU ads on my feed.
That's
and
funny.
Kevin Sorbo's just talking about bullshit.
Yes, tell your FBI agent that it's not fan talk.
Give us more listens, fucko. Where you at? Where you been?
Yeah, shout out to our FBI agent, Egan Dugenhauser.
We did just get our third episode to hit over 100 plays the other day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jojo, did you have any picks other than your pick?
Well, speaking of Kevin Sorbo,
No.
I
Must
was
we?
not really, but
More
I-
PragerU ads. Oh, shit, they never stop.
I was seriously thinking about doing one of the God's Not Dead movies or one of those Pure Flix films, but you need a subscription to their streaming services. I ain't giving them fuckos money.
Yeah, why would you do that?
No, fuck that shit.
Them fuckos.
So, I decided to just go with Home on the Range because that is objectively the worst Disney movie.
It's not good. I did briefly consider Kirk Cameron's Fireproof for one of mine, but I don't know if I could have lived with myself.
No,
that
I would have walked out.
That's the fireman wedding. Like, dude's a shitty husband with a shitty wife, and they're shitty to each other, and then they're not.
That tells me fuck all.
It's a Christian movie where Kirk Cameron's addicted to porn.
They made a book like to help your marriage that was just in the movie, but everyone's like, I need that because evangelical marriages are a sham. So they made the actual book
How does Saving Christmas sound better by comparison?
because it is.
Oh my god.
I don't know that.
And no, I don't know. Saving Christmas is just God fucking.
Having unfortunately seen both, I can confirm Fireproof is better.
Yeah, Fireproof is like I've seen both too, and I'm like, yeah, Fireproof is like an actual movie, not just like this diatribe.
Yeah.
Since we've brought it up, I've and again the same reasons why I haven't picked it up. I've noticed at our local Target they have like the God's Not Dead 4-pack, and every time I think about buying it for a bit, I'm just like, nope, not giving them money. Fuck that.
No, we can.
Why would
pirate
I do
that
that?
shit?
Just steal it.
We're gonna steal your shit. We'll openly admit it. Fuck you.
Pat, what were your other options?
I wasn't sure because I was looking through all the bad movies that are on my letterbox, and I was like, we've seen most of these together.
Thank you for your condemnation, Patrick.
Because Pat didn't start watching bad movies until he met us.
Yeah, see, like I was a man of standing in class, and y'all just dragged me down into squalor.
Enjoy the muck, you bastard.
And I'm just like mushing around in it.
It's just like, we're not friends, we're family.
I picked the movie I picked that was up for contention. Was Dark Forces, which is
Diaper gravy. Diaper gravy.
Spanish language Netflix film that I watched when I was rip ass drunk like a couple years ago, and I'm like I was feeling myself like pointedly gather the remaining faculties I had to pay attention to this movie, and even when I was in the grip of the grappa, like it still made no goddamn sense. But I guess bonus. The one saving grace, Tenoch Huerta, who may be Namor in an upcoming Marvel movie, was kind of good looking in it. That's the only thing I can say about it.
It would also have been shorter than Baby Geniuses by 10 minutes, 20 minutes if we discount the commercials from the IMDb Pro Amazon Prime partnership streaming.
Yeah, it's like
Fucking commercials.
Again,
commercials
we
are
made sure
fantastic.
that these were streaming because I didn't want anybody to have to buy these. Or I mean, even though if you didn't already own them, and I was just like, I have Amazon Prime. Why do I have to sit through ads? And then we realized it's that fucking partnership with
Yeah.
IMDb TV, and I'm just like, oh god.
Also, the Dark Forces Wikipedia page does not have a plot section.
No, because, and just to show like how, I mean, the plot.
The movie is 3 years old.
I don't know her. Yeah, like literally, there's so few people that have seen this movie. My review is in the top reviews
Pat,
of the movie on Letterboxd.
Pat, can you please go on that page and write a plot? Just make it up.
Plot shit happens.
Yeah, like there's like space leeches. There's like a tiny woman who just kind of floats around in the netherworld, and there's a woman that Tenoch Huerta meets, and she gives up the ass like worryingly soon. Like they meet, and then he's just plowing her in the butt. I'm like, this is uncomfortable.
Okay, so and then pee pee poo poo butt just starts huffing unicorn farts.
Ew, diaper gravy.
Diaper gravy.
Oh, do never say that. That's on the list with moist.
Yeah,
Like, no.
yeah.
Never remind me of the consistency of gravy unless I'm eating gravy and there's no sexual connotations attached to it.
Jojo, when I see you in the morning, good morning is now replaced with diaper gravy from this moment forward.
I can guarantee you, out of this group, at no communal dinners will gravy be served. With a
I'm
straight-
going to be like,
with a
diaper
straight
gravy, I need to return some videotapes and leave.
And then, like, right beforehand, I'm just like, I just walk up to you.
Oh, hey, Justin, how you
Keep
doing?
diaper gravy out your fucking mouth. So, Frank, what was some movies you picked for your dog shit moment?
Yeah, what were some of your diaper gravy choices?
Wait! Before I forget, there was a bit when I cracked up when Pat did it. When he was about to give his picks, he goes, if you get a moment, extend that by about 9 more if you can.
Okay.
Son of a
I
bitch
will
is
look
not
for
going to
that.
edit this show.
But that was, what was that, right at the beginning when he was giving his reviews?
Yeah, it was right before when we got to Pat. Just listen for it.
Gotcha.
It's like, I'm sorry, y'all, my record got stuck.
It's like a triple. It was like, it was great. I thought it was fucking.
No, we're doing like, and it'll be explained now, but it's gonna be like a full 40 fucking seconds.
Okay, Frank.
Lord. Okay, so anyway, like Justin, I was gonna, try to take it easy on everyone and select a really bad movie that's fun to watch. And me being old and having a lot of DVDs in my collection, I just went over to the wall and I'm just like scanning through there. And I got to the D's before I got to one that was just horrible, that fit the criteria that I was looking for. Because I have some that are just like little niche movies for my particular fandoms that no one will care about, that are not necessarily horrible movies. But I got to the D's and I saw Death Race 2000 and I went, this is a dog shit piece of a movie, but it's ridiculous. It's hilarious, and it's got fucking Sylvester Stallone in it when he was 21 or something like that.
Hey, look, there's like 2 Sylvesters in this like plot, and like the movie that could have been, and this goddamn baby movie.
I'm just promising you would have had more fun watching the Death Race movie as he plows over into some pedestrians in this car with like razor blades strapped to it.
We thought a car hit a baby in this movie.
Oh God, that
Just hit the deck.
like this kid escapes from the lab, and these kids are like 2. Yes, they say, but who fucking knows? But the kid, like, he's walking through the streets of New York and just takes like face plants right as cars like right in front of him and behind of him. So like you're looking at like that baby's fucking dead.
You know what really creeps me out? According to IMDb, the triplets that played the twins, the main twins, were 6 years old.
What? No.
No way.
That's a lie from the pits of hell.
But like, I mean, I will say, like, when we were watching the movie, like the main baby, he seemed like a little more like articulate in like his,
Yeah, especially at disco dance.
yeah, like more articulate in his motions, and like it's like these seems pretty deft and like able to like sit and stand and pose for like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Because like there were a lot of scenes where it was like obviously not a baby, but it was more than likely a little person with the baby's head superimposed on their body.
You mean that bit where the baby is just doing consecutive backflips wasn't actually a child?
But it's like Saturday. What's the movie? Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
That's the bit. It's like the white disco suit and just. And I mean,
see, that's our John Travolta connection.
I know, and I admit it. Strangely enough, that's the closest thing to a legitimate chuckle that this movie got.
Yeah, I'm double checking.
100%.
IMDb in this instance is incorrect.
I was
for
about
good
to say,
reasons.
there's no way
They were
that's
6
true.
when the movie was released. According to this movie was produced by a company, like part of a TriStar company that shuttered its doors in 1997. At that point, the triplets would have been 4, which means this was filmed no later than 97. So they were probably 3, probably 2 or 3.
Okay.
I mean, like, that's the only way to explain how the movie looks. Like, it looks so much older than its release date.
It does,
Yeah.
and even like the release date of 97, it still feels older than that.
Well, it released in 99. It would have filmed before 1997.
Yeah,
But
they
it
held
looks like
on
it
to
was
it.
made in 1993.
It was probably made closer to 1995, so that would explain it.
Because immediately after 94, when Jurassic Park, they were like, you see those dinosaur effects? We got to do that, but with babies and make it shittier.
like infinitely shittier.
Let's open Baby Park and like, look, you know how there's like a lot of children's movies. There's like one bit that like will like silently derange a child, fuck them up a bit, but then just like what we take to take a bunch of those moments and just put them into one movie. You get to open with one with Baby Bunting want hug, and then you have like a cavalcade of like demonic robots at the end of the movie, and there was like fucking lasers and
Along
shit.
with fisheye lenses every 5 seconds.
The movie
Dutch-
the
Dutch
movie
angles
fucking
out the
opened with
ass.
Just like dude sticking his fucking snout into dead down the barrel of the camera. It's like he's out.
And honestly, it's like the fucking anime crazy shot. You know, when the character's going crazy, they do the super fisheye lens from like right on their forehead. Basically, the movie opens up with one of those.
Hey, you know what? I think this movie actually inspired Promised Neverland. See, that's a reference for all you weebs out there.
I have actually never watched that
Which
show.
is a show about super like strangely intelligent children and babies trying to escape a Orwellian home.
Oh, man. Christopher Lloyd just looked angry throughout the entire
He looks
movie.
like Joseph Stalin. Like, he looks like Lenin.
Now, I know his character was supposed to look angry, but a part of me thinks he wasn't acting.
He was probably just like,
He was just incensed the whole movie.
Do I need this money? Like, do I really need this money that bad?
granted, the whole thing was probably shot in like 3 days.
He's just like, we got to get this shit going.
It's like Back to the Future, baby Jesus.
Man, did he run through the movie money that
And
quick,
I'm
Chris?
looking at you said earlier it was like what, like 3 movies and a fucking series?
2 movies in a series that only released in Italy and I quote the Far East.
All right, I'm saying like Baby Geniuses 2, Baby Geniuses BSI Baby Squad Investigations.
I think that's the show.
it says 3. Really? And then we got Baby Geniuses and the Treasure of Egypt, Baby Geniuses and the Space Baby. And that's it. And of course the original, the one we're kind of discussing right now.
You know what? Somehow I feel the Air Buddy movies are more competent than the.
And you know what? You're
Probably so.
Baby animal movies hold themselves to a higher standard.
I think those might have been the episodes that aired, because according to everything I'm seeing, it's just the 2 main movies. But then, like the show is shrouded in mystery.
Probably for the best.
Man,
Are we going to make a documentary?
We're
searching
probably
down-
in two different fucking phone multiverses.
That's what it is.
here.
The series was released as a set of movies for Baby Geniuses and the Mystery of the Crown Jewels, Treasures of Egypt, and Space Baby.
Oh God, John Voight were in these too. John
course
Voight
he
was an
was.
executive producer on
Man.
this film.
Man, he wanted these fucking babies on screen. He's just like, I want to see these babies do like ninja shit.
Cannon, would you like to read Roger Ebert's review?
I would actually
Please.
love to read
Please.
Roger Ebert's review. Actually, Shim sent me this while we were watching the film, and and as follows. Roger Ebert gave the film 1.5 stars out of 4, writing, "Bad films are easy to make, but a film as unpleasant as Baby Geniuses achieves a kind of grandeur, and it proves something I've long suspected. Babies are cute only when they're being babies. When they're presented as miniature adults on greeting cards in TV commercials, or especially in this movie, there is something so fundamentally wrong that our human instincts cry out in protest."
100%.
And that was like JoJo the entire movie.
See, me and Roger Ebert are on the same wavelength. That's
100%.
all I'm saying. he just said it a lot prettier
You
than
have
I
a
did.
you have a telepathic link with Roger Ebert.
I said it a lot prettier.
So you're saying
I love that shit.
I love how I just broke everybody.
I'm
you're
sorry, that was
saying
funny to
that,
me.
like the two babies in the film, you have a telepathic connection with Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not as grandiose as you think, because he's long since dead.
A completely unexplained, out of nowhere MacGuffin style telepathic link.
I mean,
They
like,
just kept coming up with powers. They were hypnotizing people.
yeah, like the one baby's just like talking something to Dom DeLuise passed the fuck out of the couch.
It's ancient cuneiform that they speak,
Yeah,
Patrick.
sure. And then
No, these babies were speaking tongues.
and then like the
That's it. They were all demons possessed babies.
mom, that baby,
or filled with the Holy Spirit, if you know what I mean.
that baby's the devil, mama. And then like the
Smack the shit. I'm gonna smack the devil out you, boy.
the fucker teenager / young adult, I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to be. He gets hypnotized by accident, and then like they start speaking like robots driving the bus, and I don't know, Joe.
Can we all at least admit that? See, this teenager that we're referring to, there's this reoccurring bit where he just wants to get fired for some reason. When like JoJo said earlier, you can just easily just leave, just fucking quit.
Just not show up.
But
He could just like stay in bed.
and the bit is he shows up in like these crazy outlandish get-ups, and we have to admit that his first get-up inspired MGK's entire ensemble right now.
I mean,
I mean, honestly, I think
Tell me
Otto's building a time machine to go back to stop this movie from being made. So
Yeah,
we
I-
will not have tickets to my downfall.
I'm gonna say Kyle Howard, who played Dickie in the movie, he had an eye to the future, and this is what non-binary culture looks like in terms of dress and performance.
We don't accept that one.
He's like, put him back. And also, I'm gonna say this Resident Evil ass like laboratory is also the same one that John Voight had his daughter Angelina Jolie genetically modified in, because like they fucking grew these fucking babies in a jar and like swirl with a fucking swizzle stick, and it's like, you know what, baby big brain until they start talking, and then
One thing they didn't explain, Pat, is where all the other babies came from.
or where all the other babies went when they.
The story was about the twins, but then there's these other babies in the lab that are not mentioned because they're not part of the main story.
And the movie acts like you should give a shit, but you don't.
No.
Yep. Don't care about the babies.
But in the end, didn't they all end up in like that fucking?
Yeah, Kim Cattrall's house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Or it's implied.
And then like another big like point in this movie, like when the babies hit 2 years old, they don't have the ability to communicate with each other anymore, and they forget all of their knowledge. Because another like, aren't they like studying them to like discover like the meaning of the universe and like shit
'cause,
like that?
The idea is that the babies know everything.
Yeah.
And Kathleen Turner wants to know everything also. And Peter McNichol wouldn't mind knowing everything. So, yeah. But then after 2, they don't know anything anymore. They're just dumb babies.
Yeah, for a reason.
I don't mean to keep bringing it back to like Will Smith related, but
The slap heard around the world.
we all know that how Jaden is bananas on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron.
Didn't he say at one point with the beginning of each word capitalized for some reason? I
That's how
checked. He still
tweets.
fucking does that.
Yeah, he did that yesterday when he said that's how we do.
yeah.
After his dad assaulted a man
Yep.
on national
Hey,
television.
what if they are both in the wrong?
Didn't he once say that like babies are the most intelligent beings on the planet? I believe that's a Jaden Smith tweet.
Maybe. He also said something about how can the world be real if our eyes aren't real?
He watched Baby Geniuses high as fuck.
That's the only
One time.
explanation.
And
Also, his mom fucked his friend.
that did that. Is Medea's Homecoming based off of like the Will
lies of
Smith family
Will and
drama?
Okay, since we're talking about this, we gotta talk about my favorite Will Smith meme that's come out of this. When someone has cut up the "you keep my fucking wife's name out of your mouth," but it's like, will you please keep fucking my wife? and then they edited Chris Rock and be like, okay.
And then they're pals.
Like, my favorite part of that was after Smith sits down, you see Chris Rock's wheels turning. Like, he said, I could say more, not going to say more. But I have to wonder what he was thinking in that moment, because Chris Rock had some shit to say.
Yeah.
Something that would have got him back out of the chair, probably.
Yeah.
Also, I love the video that was surreptitiously filmed of like Will Smith like crying and being comforted by like Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington, and just coupled on the reveal that apparently Tyler Perry in like his intimate moments speaks in the Medea voice. So like,
I read that.
In my head, Denzel's calling him a fucking moron. That's what I would like to be the thing that happened. Because, Chris Rock's joke, not great. He probably didn't know about her alopecia. I didn't know about her alopecia.
I didn't know about it.
In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw Chris Rock made a statement earlier. I don't know if it was real, but he's like, I didn't know shit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She shaved her head. He made a G.I. Jane joke.
Yeah.
Timely. It was a hack joke, and given the Oscars, he probably didn't even write that shit.
Yeah. Very dated.
Yeah, very dated.
I bet a lot of people watching didn't even
talking
get
about a
that.
90s
And
movie.
then Will Smith laughs until he sees her face, and then he gets up and slaps.
Now, I will say he might have been just like kind of going on autopilot, and then it took him a second to process. But like, the thing is like, should Chris Rock made that joke? No, but at the same time, like, Will Smith lately has been just giving off this energy. You know, that really toxic dude who really loves his wife, but in a really uncomfortable way.
Like, his wife keeps fucking everybody else and would leave him for Tupac in 3 seconds if he were still alive. Will Smith looks like the guy that feels the need to prove he loves his wife every 5 minutes because she makes him.
It's like watching Kanye at this point. It's just sad. It really is. I'm just like, honestly, none of us needed to know anything about their intimate lives.
Nope.
None of our business. No.
I would have been thrilled just enjoying Wild Wild West like I always have.
If only we could go back to the days of the Wild Wild West.
Yes.
So the
day before yesterday.
So the moral of the story, kids, Scientology, not even once.
Right.
But
Is Will
giant
Smith a
mechanical
Scientologist?
fighters, anytime
He disavows that he is a Scientologist, but he and Jada have funded and sent their kids to a Scientology school.
Wow, in West Philadelphia, batshit insane.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Also, I want to cut a Baby Geniuses where every time they say "baby," the movie speeds up.
You
That
know,
would have been considerably quicker for us. Yes, I have 10 minutes and we're done.
I wonder how long the movie would be.
Can we talk about how fucking abrupt the ads were?
Commercials were terrible.
There's like, I will give Amazon Prime this. There's like no fucking buffer time between like scene and advertisement, buddy. You're in the movie and then it's like Windows 11, fuckface, let's go. It's like, shit, what? I thought for a couple of times it was still the movie and I was really confused.
Yeah, because there were like a couple of times it's like, wow, the production quality shot through the roof. And then it was like, oh, this is an ad.
Every time I saw that Demi Moore Mila Kunis commercial, I was like, I don't remember this from it's that goddamn commercial again.
Well, that was Demi Moore?
That was
Yep.
the joke, since both of them married Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, star of G.I. Jane, Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bringing it back
talking
around town.
Just segues galore in this one, boys and girls.
I was just going to say,
I didn't get
one
the
of the first commercials where it cut away that abrupt to like that motorcycle ad. I thought they had jumped on motorcycles.
Are there like baby motor? Is that a baby version of Hell's Angels?
Basically, what we're saying, the past 24 hours have been a fever dream for all of us.
I mean, really, it's more like the past like 2 where we felt like we'd just been tripping balls.
Yep.
Also, a lot of these babies just look sedated. Like
They do.
Like they just
They
ground
probably
up
were.
some Valium in their like cookies and cream, and then just because that one fucking kid just like duh.
Look, I saw the thing at the end that said no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. I didn't see shit about babies.
Like in between takes, they just all the cast and crew just get in a line and they just start smacking the shit out of the babies.
It's
just in a line, just like whoopah, whoopah.
Look, let's be honest.
Now you get back in there, Timmy.
Let's be honest. A lot of that filming where it showed the baby walking around, the little main baby Sly.
Yeah.
It looked like someone shoved him, and they just filmed like the first 5 or 6 steps before he face planted, and then picked him up and shoved him again.
Like, I'm curious what they had to do to get the kids to cry for the crying scenes. I feel like he's just lining up the crew and just smacking them.
Probably so.
Yeah, like,
Baby geniuses, unethically made? Shrug?
a YouTube documentary. It's just like the one baby crying with a big red circle over its head.
Baby Geniuses Gate. You were hearing it first on Caging Greatness.
No, it's Baby Gate, but instead of like a big like jail cell closing, it's just like the little like plastic like spider like
Yeah, and not to be confused with Da Baby Gate.
duh Baby Gate.
No matter what gate it is, you're just gonna reach through it and hit the buttons anyway.
There was no glass in those goddamn Dr. Seuss eggs they were putting these kids in.
That's right. You heard it first here on Caging Greatness, the baby expose.
Yeah, we're showing with those little shitheads for the monsters that they are.
Chris Hansen, what are you doing here?
We're going to be real journalists.
Hey, it's about
I mean, we watched season 2 of Tiger King. If you just want to be an investigator, I guess you could just be like, well, I guess I'm investigating this now.
If we've learned that if you have a Facebook account, you can be a private investigator.
Hey, look, ever since true crime went into the digital age, people are just like, I am now an amateur sleuth, and that's all the credentials I need to like start fingering around the evidence and like poking my finger at like dead people's bodies.
Yeah, like fucking Nancy Drew and this shit. Like, goddamn, honestly, fucking true crime was a mistake.
You mean informative murder porn was a bad idea?
Hey, look,
Just a little bit.
true crime is not a new phenomenon. People have been into the morbidity and the sensationalism of crime, death, and murder since the beginning of America.
Cannon's like, we're not talking about baby geniuses.
I'm sorry. This isn't the one movie we didn't stay on track for, brother.
I didn't say a word. I'm just hanging out.
Cannon's just like despondently, just like,
Yes, it's time for you to pay for these crimes.
Just pull the trigger. I don't care.
Goodbye and good night.
bang.
So we've come to the end of our normal recording time per, chunk of time we can go. Do we feel like week we have more to say about Baby Geniuses.
I don't have shit else to
I
say.
feel like we've been talking for 2 hours.
We have, in fact, only been talking 55 minutes.
All I know is you heard it here first. Admit it. From what I told y'all, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah,
just
for
Bucky
sure.
Larson alone. I'm just like, thank God.
We dodged a massive David Spade bullet.
Yeah. But at the same time, you never know what shitty movie will be just creeping behind that noggin of yours
Well,
at any given moment.
You know what? I think we just need to take it easy. We don't want to rile up any bad feelings because, God damn it, I can't take another Baby Geniuses right now.
I mean,
we're watching Baby Geniuses 2 right now.
I will pull the Glock I keep taping at the table
just
out.
a quick reminder: in 3 weeks, it is Pat's choice.
Ooh, Baby Geniuses 2. Like I said, he's going to pick that.
You know what? It might be time for some retro fucking bullshit.
Because next week we have Peggy Sue Got Married.
Hey, talking about Cage.
Hey, is Nick Cage in that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I've never seen it. Just checking. Just checking.
Wait, what podcast is this?
Yeah,
This is the other
I can't
50s,
wait to
like
watch
47%.
Mary Sue gets pegged next week.
That is a different film.
That probably exists.
After that, the week after that, we're doing the impression game with our friend Emilio.
It's where we pretend to be a good show.
Oh, Pat, we've never pretended that.
We know what we're about.
This is just an excuse for us to get together and say stupid shit with each other.
Hey, whatever it takes to keep us out of jail.
Following that is Uncaged, Pat's choice. Then finishing out the month, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I am so excited.
Yeah, we might have to get the whole Cage family in on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. So everyone here and Emilio.
We'll have to sneak Otto in, though.
Oh, yeah. We'll sneak him in, of course.
Yeah, and I can't wait for Pat's choice because it'll be just like that one 90s drama where I have to choose which one of my co-hosts lives.
Hang on.
or
No,
dies.
that's not how that works. No.
Hey, it's Pat's choice.
No,
it's whatever the fuck I said go.
No, I need to explain those rules to you. We'll talk.
I'm sorry, whose fucking network is this?
We'll talk after the show. There's no death involved in this.
Look, I know. We did mention that we left the choice ultimately to Liz, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
we
in the
did.
beginning. Yeah, like
We left it up to fate.
we.
But don't pretend that she actually chose that movie. She didn't know what movie she was choosing.
I mean, this is true. I still love the idea. I think we should reverse it. Get like a dog shit movie, but like put like a fucking banger in the case.
I like that idea.
What yeah, we need the whatever the opposite of April 1st is. January 4th, 2023. It's anti-Fool's Day.
We could schedule it for May because April showers bring May flowers.
and Christopher Columbus was a criminal and a genocider.
Yes.
Much like the director of this movie.
Yeah, me going to hell to fist fight Bob Clark.
Okay.
I'm so glad there's a cap on that bottle.
God, Pat gets down to hell, looks at Ronald Reagan, and is like, "You're free this time, bud," and then just goes straight for Bob Clark and starts wailing.
I think that's a good place to end.
This is for a Christmas story, bitch. 9 times in a row.
Oh God!
Shake your eye.
To the two people,
Punch your eye out, bitch.
to the two people still listening to us, thank you for your continued support.
Lick me.
We're very sorry. We will now be moving to Liechtenstein to a secret laboratory with a bunch of babies.
Yo, I don't feel so
No.
good.
Oh no, he's crossing over with Jonathan Edwards. Tell my grandfather I love him, and tell my father. You know, never mind. Anyway. Yeah, so thank you for listening to what I already know will be one of our most chaotic episodes.
It's in the top 5 for sure.
And you know what, JoJo? Where can the two people still listening find you on the interwebs?
They can find me on the tweeters at JONIBOI24 and John Edson 12 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
And before I cross over and forget the secrets of the universe, please follow me at That Canon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Goodreads, and TikTok. Goo goo gaga.
The cannon has returned to baby.
Oh no, diaper gravy.
I ain't changing him. I ain't doing it.
Finally, our first full diaper of the night.
Baby Cannon want huh?
What would you done? You gave JoJo the flappies.
Oh god.
So either Cannon turned into Frankenstein or Humongo Dongo Baby.
You didn't have to go there.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, hello everyone. This is Pat signing off. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. John lost his name. And if you're listening to this the week it comes out on March 28, episode 256 All Here podcast came out, where it is our annual tournament, and this year's theme is best movies of the 1990s. We have our bracket reveal, the top 16 90s movies as voted by the AY States faithful. It will be revealed, and let me tell you, you could not guess the movies that are on that bracket.
And then we replaced 2 of them.
Spoilers.
It better be the one that I'm angry about.
We'll talk about it after the show. Frank, where can the people find you on
I
the
don't want
internet?
anybody following me right now.
Okay, got it.
I don't feel good.
Oh no, Frank's crossing over too.
No, this movie just hurt me.
Just go listen to the last Travolting Development and the Swarley with numbers after. That's Frank. And I've been Captain Shimmy. You can find me at Captain Shimmy's Kinda Art, Captain Shimmy's Almost Music, Captain Shimmy's Toy Box. You can also follow me here in Tuscaloosa at the Comic Strip, the comic book store that I own, where we have all sorts of fun stuff. Check out our merch store for the podcast at tpublic.com/user/caging greatness. Oh, God, excuse me. And yeah, tune in next week for a review of Peggy Sue Got Married, which I have never seen.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's new to all of us, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So that should be a good time. And then the impression game the week after that. And yeah, thank you for listening. And again, we are so goddamn sorry for this. We apologize, and we hope next week will be.
I don't apologize for shit.
Slightly better.
He's happy about himself.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Like Death
Good night,
Race
Babs.
2000. Would have been any better.
Watch out for that.
Would have been better.
Watch out for that diaper
Did
gravy.
it have a giant animatronic baby in it?
Diaper gravy.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
How absurd.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.